topic that we are going to tackle are about the physical self,
find the real,
the sexual self,
find the real me. So let's go. Seize the feeling.
the reflective self,
'Cause you know it's time for the
and lastly,
meaning.
the digital self.
Now we show we're coming to win it.
So our first topic is about the physical self. And when we say the physical self, it refers to our body. For us to breathe, walk, eat, and among others, there are two things that help us, which is the physical extremities and internal organs. Under of it, we have prenatal fertilization to birth. Germinal stage. This stage occurs during the first 2 weeks of development in pregnancy. And embryonic stage, ito yung pinaka-importanting time ng prenatal development because ito yung embryo nito ay nagde-develop ng strong foundation para sa healthy baby. C. We have fetal period or discover 8 weeks to birth. Ito yung mabilis na paglago at pagbabago ng body characteristic ng isang bata. Second is postnatal stage. A. Infancy period. When we say from birth to 15 to 30 minutes, it's called period of partenate. While when we say from birth to 2 weeks, it's called period of neonate. Third is childhood stage. We have early childhood stage or 2 to 6 years old. It is known as age of curiosity. These children start to find questions in their minds or to become curious about their surroundings. B is late childhood stage or 6 years old onset of puberty. It is known as smart stage or yung mga bata tingin nila sa sarili na they know everything about their surroundings. And fourth is puberty stage or known as age of confusion. And when we say changes in reproductive apparatus, it's called prepubescence. And when we say maturation in production apparatus, it's called postpubescence. Fifth, we have adolescent stage. Under it, we have teenager. Most pubertal changes occur 13 to 17 years of age. So, sila yung mga tao na when it comes to changes, nagkakaroon sila ng changes sa physical, social, mental, and spiritual self nila. B is youth or 18 to 20 years old person. They are tends to lack sophistication and displays uncontrolled impulse for sexual behavior. So, sila yung mga tao na hindi sapat yung kanilang, o yung iba hindi sapat yung kanilang knowledge about the proper act towards to sexuality. So, sixth is adulthood stage, early adulthood, 21 to 40 years old. So, they are those person na nagsisimula ng gumawa ng deeper commitments to their life. And sila yung nagsisimula ng mag-start na magkaroon ng family and children. Next is B, middle adulthood, 40 to 60 years old. Sila yung mga taong from centered relationship into family-centered. Late adulthood or 60 years old onwards. It is known as the stage of senescence. And in this stage, part ito ng aging. So, yung mga taong 60 years old onwards ay nakaka-feel na ng aging. And kadalasan sila yung mga taong nagiging maligalig or nagiging masungit kasi tumatanda na sila at dadagdagan yung edad nila. So, we have causes of poor body image. Una ay yung kinukutya tayo at binubuli tayo tungkol sa ating appearance, whether you are mataba o mapayat. Sunod ay yung ikay lumaki sa isang tahanan or environment na may ina-emphasize na body or appearance. And especially ito ay sa ideal body size ng ating katawan na dapat may ganito ka lang shape ng katawan at ganito lang yung size mo. Sunod ay yung parents natin and other family members. Nakaka-experience tayo ng body dissatisfaction. So sila nag-engage sila sa iba't iba dieting exercise or yung weight control na nakaka-influence sa isang tao. And lastly, we have cultural tendency. Yung mga tao, dahil tayo ay mataba or mapayat, kinukutya tayo or ginadjust tayo sa kung anong merong appearance natin. Dahil ngayon sa society, hindi maiiwasan yung makakarinig ka ng judgment from other people. So, if we have causes, meron rin tayong effects of our body image. Una ay tinatawag natin na anorexia nervosa or extreme fear of weight. So, ito yung mga tao na natatakot na tumaba. Sila yung tao na tingnan sa sarili na ang taba-taba nila, pero katunayan yung katawan nila ay nasa normal weight lang. And sila yung tao na pag kakain o bago sila kumain, tinitingnan nila kung ano o kung gaano kadami yung calories ng pagkain na kakainin nila. And sila rin yung tao na nakakaranas ng starvation o matinding pagkagutom at ang malala ay yung pagkamatay. Sunod, meron tayong bulimia nervosa or yung mga tao na once na nakakain ng large quantity of food ay sinusuka nila yon. And sa tingin nila kasi, yung mga pagkain na yun ay makakadagdag sa weight nila. Kaya, pinupurge nila yung mga pagkain na kain nila. So, our second topic is about the sexual self. Under sexual self, we have gender identity, or defined as personal conception of oneself as male or as female, or rarely both or neither. Under of gender identity, we have transgender. Those transgender are someone who identifies themselves as one gender. And when we say transvestite is those person who like to dress in clothing that is opposite to their sex. Gender expression is how you express yourself in public, whether it is in your behavior, mannerism, interest, or appearance. And under of gender expression is a masculine or an having qualities or an appearance that is traditionally associated with men. And feminine is and having qualities or appearance that is associated traditionally with women. And when we say gender is either man or female. And androgynous is combination of masculine and feminine. Biological sex is our differences in our sex. And in biological sex, we have human reproductive system. And it has a reproductive organs, hormones, chromosomes. Female have a vagina, ovaries, XX, while the male is having a penis, testes, XY. And when someone is called a male child, it is called boy, while adult male is man, a female child is girl, and adult female is woman. So next is sex orientation. It identifies to whom you are attracted to, the fact of being heterosexual or homosexual, etc. Under sex orientation, we have heterosexual. An heterosexual person is who is mainly sexually attracted to people of the opposite sex, or for common word for heterosexual are straight. And under of heterosexual, we have partner or a person you having a close relationship with, often but not always sexual. Friend, someone you have a bond of mutual affection. And opposite of heterosexual, we have homosexual or a person who is sexually attracted with the same sex. And we have a gay or a man is mainly attracted or sexually attracted to men and also known as homosexual. While the lesbian is a woman who is mainly sexually attracted to other women, and tomboy is a girl who is enjoy activities traditionally associated with boys. And while the bisexual is a person who is sexually attracted to both men and women. And when we say hating, abusing, or bullying people because they are gay or lesbian, it is called homophobia. So next we have the process of transition or yung pagpapalit natin. First, we have social. When we say social, yun yung pagpapalit natin through your appearance katulad ng hair, voice, the way you dress. And next is medical or yung pagsasurgery. Ito yung katulad na example nito ay pagpapalit ng chest or pagdadagdag ng chest. And yung paglalagay ng breast at pagdadagdag ng botox. So, third is legal or yung papalitan mo yung pangalan mo through document. So, our third topic is about reflective self, narrative law principle by Dan McAdams. Sixth principle of life. Principle 1, the self is stories. So, by William James, when we say knower, it is known as I, while the subject to be known is known as me. So, our self is both storyteller and stories. At ang life stories natin ay itinutukoy sa pagbuo ng ating past at yung pag-look forward ng ating future. Principle 2, Stories Integrated Life. Principle 2, Stories Integrate Life, or when we say integrate or yung pagsasama-sama. Ang ating life story ay nagbibigay ng personal integration or pagsasama-sama ng ating iba't ibang pagbabago o yung mga katangian sa buhay. Una, sinasabi natin ang stories ay nagbibigay sa atin ng iba't ibang kaugalian or layunin o hangarin sa buhay. Pangalawa, ang stories natin ay nagbibigay ng diachronic integration sa pamamaraan ng oras. Pinapakita nito kung paano isang tao ay lumilipat from A to B to C sa posisyon nila sa buhay. At kapag sinabi nating autobiography, ito yung pamamaraan ng pagsasama-sama ng ating life stories para malaman kung ano yung purpose ng ating buhay. Third principle of life, stories are told in social relationship. So, mga tao daw, inilalahad nila yung mga karanasan nila sa buhay. At ang kwentong panlipunan ay tinatawag nating phenomenon na hindi umaayon sa inaasahan ng ating pamantayan sa lipunan. At kapag ang isang tao ay nagsasalita or naghahayag ng kanilang mga story, kailangan ito ay mauunawaan ng mga tagapakinig at mga audience. At ang mga storytellers daw or yung mga nagsasabi ng stories ay iba yung posisyon nila sa buhay ng listener. Fourth principle, stories change over time. Yung ating autobiographical memory ay hindi ganun katatag kasi nababago siya ng mga oras. Dahil sa pagdaan ng panahon, magkakakreate tayo ng mga bagong memories at nababago ito. Tayong mga tao ay nakakaranas ng pagbabago dahil sa oras na nagbabago yung mga posisyon natin sa buhay. Yung mga memories natin ay napapalitan ng mga bagong memories dahil sa oras. Nababago rin yung mga pananaw natin kasi namumula tayo sa katotohanan ng mundo. Tayong mga tao ay kine-create natin or recreate natin yung mga stories natin kasi sa pagdaan ng panahon pagdaan ng oras maaring mabago o mapalitan yung memories natin sa mga nakaraan. Sa katunayan, ang oras ay binabago ang ating mga experiences dahil sa pagdaan ng oras or pagdaan ng panahon, maaari pang maroon tayong mga bagong matuklasan or malaman sa buhay at ang mga yon ay nakakapagpabago sa atin. Fifth principle, stories are cultural texts. So yung ating life story ay nagre-reflect sa ating culture na kung saan yung story natin ay pinapakita or inilalahad. Yung stories natin ay parte na ng ating kultura na ito ay yung bumabago or nag-shape sa atin, nagmumuld sa atin bilang isang tao o kung ano yung ating mga karanasan. Ang stories ay maaaring tungkol sa kultura natin o sa gender natin or sa posisyon natin sa buhay kung ano ang meron tayo. Stories may carry dominant cultural discourses or alternatively resist them through counter-narratives. So our last, sixth principle. Some stories are better than others. So yung ating life story ay nagmumukhahi ng pananaw tungkol sa ating moral o tungkol sa moral ng isang tauhan sa isang kwento. Kung maganda ba ito o masama sa pananaw ng ating lipunan. And from our psychological standpoint, yung mga story or life story na hindi maganda or magulo, maaari itong ayusin at baguhin sa pamamaraan ng pagsasalaysay. So, through life story, maaari nating inarate or ilahad yung mga karanasan natin na hindi maganda o katulad ng suffering and kung paano tayo lumalago sa buhay. Ito rin, maaari natin ilahad rin ang mga pagbabago natin sa buhay na naglilid sa isang pananaw natin or sarili nating pananaw. Storytelling can make sense of negative life events. So, yung mga pagkakwento o maaaring magkaroon ng kahulugan na negatibong kaganapan sa buhay na nagtutungo sa positibong kaganapan at nakakabuo ito ng pananaw sa bawat tagapakinig. So, our last topic is about the digital self. Identity in digital space. If a person born in 1996 to 2011 and their age in 2019 is 16 to 22, sila yung taong pinanganak noong first iPhone. And if a person born in 1946 to 1964 and their age in 2019 is 55 to 73, maraming apps para sa kanila o sa kanilang pangailangan. While if a person born in 1965 to 1980 and their age in 2019 as mid-30s to 50s, they are called as Gen X. While if a person born after 1980 and their age in 2019 is 23 to mid-30s, they are called as Millennials or Gen Y. Your brain on the smartphone is not so smart. So, ito yung tumutukoy na dahil sa internet, nagiging lazy tayo or ang mga tao hindi na nagkakaroon na o hindi na sila nag-iisip tungkol sa mga bagay kasi in just one click ay makakakuha na tayo na information sa internet. At kapag tayo ay may mere presence of a smartphone sa ating environment, nakakabawas to ng ating cognitive attention and capacity. So, sinasabi dito na kapag tayo ay may mahaba at na-exposure sa screen ng ating smartphone, especially sa blue light nito, pwedeng itong makaputol ng ating melatonin production and circadian rhythms. When we say melatonin production, ay yung nakakatulong sa ating body to know when it's time to sleep and to wake up. And while the circadian rhythms, ito yung it is a process that regulates our sleep and wake up time cycle. So, we have the generation of digital natives or yung pinapakita nito yung influences ng mga mobile devices and smartphone. Una ay 85% of NCR youth own a cell phone. Sunod, ang mga teens ang merong access sa internet ng mobile devices at smartphone. And 92% of NCR youth use the internet and 90% of have a SN account and at least at one SN. And sinasabi dito na 10 hours yung pag-spend ng internet natin kada week. Have the smartphones destroy a generation? No, a smartphone is useful, especially when we have a in this situation where the viruses is very rampant. And the smartphone is the most useful things and the needed of our student because through this, the student can able to study. As the impact of social media, self and social development. So we have social connection and belongingness. And we can have a lot of connection to those people around the world. And identity. They may see or know our identity as a human. Creativity, or we can create or explore in the social media. Community, political engagement. And B is the access to information, resources, information, and support to schoolwork. So, we can get a lot of information from social media. And ito yung nakakatulong sa atin upang magkaroon tayo ng idea sa mga schoolworks natin or sa studies natin. Health seeking, ito yung nagbibigay or social media ay nagbibigay sa atin ng information kung paano aalagaan ang ating katawan. Misinformation and risk. May mga information sa social media na walang katotohanan and they are not reliable. Some of them is not true. And ito yung isa sa way na nagkakaroon ng risk kasi may mga tao na nagkakalat ng mga information na hindi totoo.